Hello guys, it's Tiondra again. Welcome back to my channel. Let's get right on into it. Love and Hip Hop Hollywood Season 2 Episode 4. So, starts off with the Brandy blow up. So, little Brandy is acting a hot mess. She, of course, ended out the last episode with her busting into his studio session and going ham on him, which is her husband, and I guess some girls' hand was rested on his arm. I don't know, but going into it, this episode, she went in. Ray J had to hold her back. Of course, he's telling her to calm down. Her husband is kind of like smirking and smiling, like, man, trying to get away from her. I guess because he knows that type of crazy that she is, and she's basically like, you know, I need answers. You need to talk to me. No, get back in here. You know, she is very, to say she's so tiny, you know, big head, small body. She is a mess. Like, I have never seen a little person that aggressive with her husband. Like, your husband is your husband and you're talking to him and disrespecting him. Now, I don't know their history. I don't know all the things that he has done to her, but I mean, you're in the public right now. You're out and about with other people, and you don't want to disrespect your man like that, especially when he is in his work environment. That's what he does. He's a producer. He's in the studio. There's always going to be girls, and in luck, he was fully inappropriate with this girl, but who knows. But for what she saw, she blew up over something that could have been addressed at a later time. Just my opinion. So he walks out. Ray J is holding her back, telling her to calm down and chill, and that's how that goes off. So I guess the very next morning, he didn't come home, so she's texting him, trying to hit him up, trying to figure out where he's at. He finally comes home the next morning, and she's pissed. She's literally shaking. It's looking like this chick is about to have a seizure, and I'm just like, what? Why is she shaking so hard? I'm freaked out. And as soon as I said it, he said the same thing, like, you scaring me with the shaking. Stop the shaking. And she tried to calm down, and she tried to express herself like, you know, we're married, you're up in there, you're not wearing your ring, these girls want to holler at you, and you're being totally disrespectful, then you didn't come home tonight. Whoopsie whoop whoop, they get into it. So he's like, I'm over this conversation. You're going crazy. Why would I wear a ring to represent a marriage with a crazy person like you? And if I was her, I would have went, thing that is absolutely correct. Let me kind of calm down a little bit and not nag him and be so aggressive with him right now, because it's just episode after episode or scene after scene after scene of her constantly being on his behind like that is just a little bit too much. So he basically told her, like, listen, the way you acting, it's better if I should be like single. And she's like, how dare you? Not to him, but in the commentary, her commentary. How dare you? We have a marriage. We've been married and together for this many years, and we have a kid. How dare you question our union? And I was just like, man, oh, let me not say that word. I was like, girl, stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it. Like, you are too much, honey. So he winds up leaving. Listen, I don't have, you care about this ring? You see this ring? You care about this ring? You see it? And then he goes outside. She's like, wait, shh, shh. Now first she was rah, 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 pit bull in the skirt. Now she goes outside, and I guess there's her neighbors outside. So she's like, wait, be quiet. The neighbor's gonna hear us. Somebody just came to the driveway or next door. Be back, shh. He said, no, we got problems. They got problems. We got problems too. What's wrong? Why are you all quiet now when you want to be hush hush? So it was hilarious. So she's still trying to hush him. So he's like, see this ring? You hear about this ring? You know this? What we gonna do with this ring? And he chucks this mug far, far away in another land. And she was like, no! And she starts shimmying towards him. And I don't know what the hell was going on, y'all. But he gets into his Hummer. She gets in front of the Hummer. The same person that was just telling him, hey, our neighbors are outside, so be quiet. But then you go and make a scene, jump in front of the Hummer, like you don't want him to leave. But guess what he did? And he backs up out that way. Why didn't he have his Hummer parked in in his driveway? I don't know. But he went across the street where his Hummer was, and he got in the Hummer, and he backed up, and he left the scene. So them two, I don't know about them, y'all. They're a hot mess. I don't know. I'm fanning if you're wondering. Because I'm in here and I got the air off. Anywho. I don't know about them, y'all. I don't know. All I know is this. I know that she should not have busted into his studio sessions. If anybody know about studio time if you don't have your own studio and you're going somewhere to rent out a studio to record, that costs some money. It's a lot of dishing out the money. It's for the producers, it's for, you know, the artists and whoever else you have in there, the writers. That costs some money. Whoever's in there was besides the groupies, you know, that it costs money, and she's busting in there and canceling and destroying a session. That's money that's lost. So I don't know. I know she shouldn't have did that, and especially if she's a wife and she's married. Regardless of how you feel, you take that stuff, you bottle all that inside, and you go home and you talk to him like a respectable person, like a human being. Don't try to disrespect this man, regardless of what you think you saw, whatever. Don't do that. And that's what she did, and he's over it. So she needs to get a quick turnaround if she want to keep her man. Let's talk about Miles and Milan. Miles is trying to talk to Hazel because Milan is not answering his calls. He wants to apologize. He's sorry. You know, he realized that he messed up. He realized that, you know, he wants to be with him, and he's basically trying to express what's going on. So Hazel gives him some advice, whatever. And in the meantime, you know, she's doing her little rapping session, whatever the case may be, whatever that girl, whatever she's doing. But I like the song. I like the song. So he talks to Hazel, and he basically is like, okay, I know what I need to do. So fast forward, he finally gets in contact with him. Maybe Hazel told him, hey, why don't you go talk to him? I heard his story, just hear him out. And he basically is trying to profess his love to Milan. So he takes him out, you know, out in the open to a really nice restaurant, and from there he lets him know how much he cares and how much he misses him and how much he wants to be with him. And he shows him this tattoo that he has of M and M, and it's a crown. It's very nice. It's very detailed. I love detailed tattoos. And he is like ecstatic. He's so happy. He's excited. Then they kiss in public, and it looks like he saw, it was like for me it was like slow motion, like, okay, I see this boy about to come and give me a kiss. Oh gosh, you know what, F it. And then they get a quick kiss, and he's like, you know you just kissed me in public, right? You know you just kissed me in public. And he's like, you know what, I don't, child, honey, let me get my little fan. I don't even care no more, honey. But anywho, so them two look like they're in a good place. So I'm happy about them. So let's talk about Lil Fizz and all of his drama. So Kamaya talks to this guy named Jason Lee. Jason Lee is a hot mess. I could tell from his introduction, him introducing himself, he was going to be a hot mess. So he's this blogger, and he's just talking about X, Y, and Z of who he knows and what he about and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, who cares? Why are you even here? So she meets up with him to just have a quick conversation about Fizz. And he goes and asks her, well, what's going on with you and him? Or what about the sex? Like, who asks somebody that? But stupid girl, you're talking to a blogger, and she surely does express that, you know, he can't rise to the occasion from time to time. So why you want to be with him so bad, and why you're so hurt that he called you an appetizer and this is that and the third? Like, why? If women do that, not all women, just the ratchet ones. As soon as you're head over heels about a guy, you got all the high cheekbones, and you giddy and smiley, and you want to move your stuff in and do X, Y, and Z. And as soon as this guy is like, hey, you know what? Maybe I did lead you on, or you felt that way, or whatever the case may be, but the reality is, boom, boom, boom. Now you want to go on how this is, and what about this, and try to hit him where it hurts. And it's so childish and just so lame. And I thought when I saw this chick, she was going to be totally different. But her talking to Jason Lee and saying that about him, that's just so classless. So that's that. And apparently she also was talking about Nikki Baby, calling her classless. And that I'm not feeling her. I thought I was feeling her, but now I'm not. I don't know if she's just trying to make herself relevant. So that's why she's just saying that, so she can stay on the show and they could have a storyline with her, probably so. But she need to figure out something better than that. So that was that whole conversation. So they were talking. He was basically gassing her up, telling her how much she's a dime piece. Which, you know, like I said, she is a pretty girl, but she has ugly ways. So now I'm like, ugh. But you can have any guy and da-da-da-da. You need to have somebody that can rise to the occasion, literally. And they, and they chopping it up. And then it goes off. So then later it shows Fizz and April, which is Omarion's girl, which by the way, she is pregnant with a baby girl. I'm so happy for her. I love them two together. I am so glad Omarion is in the show, but he's not really in with the drama. I'm so glad. But April and him, they're fantastic. I love them two as a couple, and I hope they continue to kind of be the good couple of the show. So Fizz and her were talking, and he was just basically trying to tell her that Nikki Baby is my boo and I like her and I'm digging her, and he like, boy, you like her big butt, like whatever. You talking about she's smart and she's real and this, you like that behind, so boy please. So then all of a sudden Jason Lee spots them and just welcomes himself to the table. And he's like, okay, who's this dude? Okay, well, my name is such and such. Nice to meet you. Yeah, I heard you can't rise to the occasion. I heard your girl saying this. Why are you doing this to my girl? Blah, 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 blah. Well, she said some things that was, you know, really below the belt. Why are you even going to this dude? You don't know this man. So why are you making it, why are you coming up to their table, sitting down and having this conversation with him? And he basically should have shut it down. Fizz should have been like, dude, nice meeting you, but I don't know you, kid, and I really need you to rise up because me and my sister having this conversation. Regardless of whatever your friend said, that's cool. She could say what she need to say, but I'm gonna need you to get up. You know what I mean? Instead, what did he do? Like a little boy, well, she didn't say it when we was doing this, and her legs was doing this, and blah 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 blah. And it's like, where's my men at? Like, come on, like, you didn't have to respond to this dude. You didn't have to give this dude a time of day, but you did, like a jerk, like a stupid ass. And you know, it just set the tone. Like, ugh, you gave him what he wanted. Like, you gave him more information that he shouldn't even had. Anywho, child. So later, some kind of way, Nikki Baby reached out to Jason Lee and is like, okay, I'm gonna have him work with my little lingerie line. I'm gonna try to hook up with him. This is, she's talking to Fizz. What do you think about him? He's like, no, I don't like that dude. You know, he came and invited himself to me and April's table, and he was talking all this stuff about Kamaya and what she said about me. And she's like, oh yeah, and your little hood rat friend Kamaya was talking about me too. And he was like, well, listen, you know, let's not even talk about them. I'm digging you and I'm always feeling you, and you know, we need to get together and da 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 da. So basically, them two, to me, to be honest, he seems like he's a little too mellow and chill for her. Like, she needs a mover and a shaker. She needs like a boss, and he is not a boss. He's like somebody that's kind of like chill behind the scenes. His eyes is always low like this. And he's just trying to show her he is a boss, but he's not doing no type of boss moves. So, but anywho, them two are kind of going back and forth. So we'll just see how that plays out with Nikki Baby and Fizz. Then later, Nikki Baby meets up still, even though Fizz tells her, you know, I'm not feeling this dude. She still meets up with Jason Lee, and she meets up with Hazel. And Hazel says in the commentary that, you know, she know about this dude, but she's not really feeling him. He says the same thing, but instead of just leaving it at that, he totally discredits her. Like, everything, like she was nothing. She was homeless. She wanted to be this, but all I heard she was just an inspiring rapper trying to do this and do that, and who did you work with, and da 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 da. And so she basically was like, you know what, you gonna go in for me, let me go in for you. Like, you ain't nobody, you this, you that, all you did was work for this little blog company, da 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 da. And then this fool throws a drink in her face and walks out. Like, who does that? What man, I don't care, gay, straight, what man does that? And it was so funny when he, I don't want to laugh, but I'm not laughing at that. I'm laughing at the fact that Hazel was like, listen, I can't open up my eyes because my eyes are burning, but as soon as I can open up my eyes, I don't need to get nobody to get him. I'm gonna whoop his ass. I was dying. I was dying. And then you just see Nikki Baby like, oh my God. And I'm like, you should have brought your ass there in the first place. The boy told you, little fake boo told you not to go there and mess with that boy, that he ain't nothing but trouble, and you went there anyway and you got old girl drink thrown in her face. Like, come on. So then, fast forward, then it goes into Fizz, Nikki Baby, and Kamaya. So Kamaya finally comes over. Nikki Baby made up this half-ass breakfast for Fizz, and they're basically waiting for this girl to come over. So she comes over, trying to get her things, and they basically go in, whoop-de-whoop-whoop. We know what's happening. She says some words. She says some words. He says, get your shit, get the F out of my house. And they start to fight. So that was that. So it's looking like they're over, and I'm hoping they are, because that storyline is a little played. But we don't know. We don't know. I first was liking Kamaya, but now I'm not. I'm over Kamaya. So I do want to say that I am so glad this episode did not have Soulja Boy, Nas, and Nia. I'm so glad. I didn't need to see that. That's a whack storyline too, and I'm glad that one is not in this episode, because I was over it. Also glad that Rich Dollars and his girl, her crazy ass, what's her name, Monique something, whatever. I'm glad because she's crazy. Like, I'm over that. But I am curious to see what's gonna happen with Miles and old girl with the hair. I'm curious, because you know she's still trying to figure out what's going on with him, and it's looking like he's gonna go over here with Milan. So I want to see how he breaks it down to her what's going on with their relationship. I'm curious. What else happened? Anything else happened that was really stood out-ish? No, that was about it. That was the only things that caught my attention in the show. Oh shoot, Ray J and Princess Love. I want my Princess Love back. What happened to my Princess Love? She's like, I'm still here, but I'm gonna be out. I'm gonna be doing me. I'm gonna live my life. I'm not gonna be crammed up in this house waiting for you while you out acting a fool. So April gets hooked into Princess, and they go out to go shopping, and she basically says, you know, I've been thinking, and I want to know, how did Ray J know that I was with Tiara at Drake's house? Duh, Tiara, like, what are you saying? I think that Tiara set me up. Girl, you think she set you up? Girl, yeah. No, she don't like him. No, I think she set me up, girl. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna get back at her. I'm gonna try to figure out, set her up. I'm gonna try to figure out, is she the mole? So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna text her, let's go to Vegas. And if Ray J finds out, then I know she's the mole. So she texts her. That was whack. She texts her, and then sure enough, Tiara goes to lunch with, what's that boy named? Miles' ex-girlfriend and crazy ass. And sure enough, they were telling her, like, you know, oh look, she just sent me, you know, let's go to Vegas. And they were kind of telling her, like, well, maybe you don't think she's setting you up like you set her up? You don't think she's doing that? Well, no, I don't think so, because you know it's all good. You think I should tell Ray? And I'm just like, did you hear what they just told you? Like, she was so happy to get that juice. She's so happy to try to, you know, prove Ray was wrong for making the choice that he did with being with her, that she just got that information and she surely copied and pasted and forwarded to Ray J. So I'm excited to see next episode what happens with that. But that was pretty much about it, guys. This episode was pretty good. I enjoyed it. Like I said, I was glad Soulja Boy wasn't in it. I was glad Richie D wasn't in it. I was happy with it. I was very happy with the episode. Let me know your favorite part of the episode down below. And also, what do you think? I saw for the next episode that Willie from Day 26 is now coming on the show with his wife. I didn't want him to come on the show with his wife, because I like them two together, and I feel like they're just like April and Omarion. They don't really need to be in the show. But they're coming on the show. So tell me what you think about that. You think that's a good idea? So just let me know. Alright guys, thank you. Hopefully this was a quick video. I wasn't trying to have this be too long. I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to thumbs up and subscribe if you have not. More videos coming up soon. And until next time, peace. Later.